Hey guys, Italo here, and I'm back and I come bearing gifts. If you've ever rolled out HubSpot Sales Hub and thought, why is adoption taking months? It's not because sales reps can't learn. It's because most Sales Hub onboardings are scattered across docs, Loom, videos, Slack messages, and everything else. So today, I'll show you how Super helps my team set up Sales Hub and train reps in days, not months, with one guided, repeatable onboarding experience. Check it out. Here we go. In this video, I'll walk you through the Sales Hub onboarding flow my company actually uses, how Super becomes a single source of truth for the whole experience, a proven rollout plan you can use for your company, and how to tell if your reps are actually adopting it and not just pretending. So here's what usually happens. Admins will set up properties in the pipeline or connect tools. Sales leaders will announce it. Reps get a training deck, and then everybody kind of goes back to old habits or draws a blank. So Sales Hub, the tool isn't the problem. It's the behavior change that's the biggest issue here. So the solution is make the behavior and training right inside of HubSpot, the easiest path, the least resistance. So first, we separate onboarding into two tracks. Track A, setup and onboarding of the actual Sales Hub. Track B is sales rep training. Track A is where most teams stop, but track B is where adoptions win. So here's the track A checklist. So this is a Super action plan inside of HubSpot. So this is like a checklist for your team to use to enable your team to do anything you want, actually. But in this case, we're using it for HubSpot onboarding. So we've broken down into sections: preparing and planning, Sales Hub, orientation, system setup, account setup, integrating third-party tools, productivity tool setup, pipelines, quoting, payments, reporting, and then daily flows and power habits. So this is great for your team to start the adoption process. Now, in prepare and plan, you can see the first thing is get certified with Sales Hub. While you're going through this process, it's a good practice to go ahead and make your team start doing the Sales Hub certification. So when you are done with this, all the basic training for like where things are and where to click to find something is done. You want to really save the training element for things that are specific to your sales pipeline and your lead process, your lead routing, that kind of stuff, and let HubSpot do the heavy lifting for how to use the tool itself. Whether you're doing this for yourself or you're doing this for a client, it's important to set up goals. So we have a little document here. You can set goals. We have a Miro board here, so you can kind of map out your sales pipeline. You can copy that and clone it and follow what we do to give yourself a visual on how the process is going to work when you put it in the Sales Hub process or pipelines. Then we document everything, move over to Sales Hub orientation. This sets up the iPhone app, and so an Android app, so you have that on your phone. We walk through all the account setup. So setting up your meeting links, your emails, calling tools, all those things we go through here. And you'll notice that we have videos on how to do these, or we'll link to HubSpot SOPs on how to do these. So each one of these things, you'll have guidance on where it lives in the hub and how to update it all along the way. And so we have that pretty much for every single part of this process and what best practices are when setting these up. So now, whenever you get into Sales Hub, on your first day, you can start checking these lists off and go through it and see what you can and can't do on your own, and then what you need the rest of the team to do, like maybe connecting domains or mapping out sales pipelines. The most important thing I would say is mapping out your sales process. And so we have a Google Sheet you can use to help answer questions on what the sales stages should be versus what your lead stages should be, and like what the definition of marketing qualified or sales qualified lead should be in your system based on your business type. So we provide that in here. You can use that as resources to help you map this out. And once you have your life cycle, lead stages, and deal stages, it's just about updating the database and putting them in there. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. HubSpot has a lot of documentation on this, so it's not rocket science. We just wanted to go the extra mile and create some videos and things that are easier to understand if you don't get what you need from the basic HubSpot documentation, like how to do it specifically for your business, for the sales pipeline process, for example. And then at the end of this, when we're done with track A, we'll go into track B. So here in track B, we have a few things. We have some end user training. So just general account setup, how to set up your account in HubSpot, how to customize your account settings, your notification settings, and then how to use each hub. So it's a quick little SOP for each section, each tool, and how you can use it, what it's for, what use cases to be, and we can put links in there to link out to it. And so now your team has basic training on how they should run their day and how to use the Sales Hub tool. This will get you guys set up in a matter of days or weeks rather than months. And that's the beauty of Super. Here we're seeing this inside of Super, but this does follow you inside of HubSpot as well. So here you notice we have some pink callouts. And what these will do is they're cards. We can trigger them on certain words or stages. So when you're in each stage of the buyer's journey, whether it's a lifecycle stage or deal stage, we can put a definition in here. We can embed a Loom video in here. We can put a Miro in here. Anything that's needed to train the sales team on what needs to happen at each stage and how they can push it to the next stage to close the deal faster. So this is how we'll enable your team, by putting the documentation inside of your HubSpot account. We also have this sidebar. So if you want to search something, you can search for a knowledge-based article or anything you need to learn or anything you have questions on. Instead of digging through Google Docs or trying to find something there, you can find it here a little easier. It also pops out at you. And then last, the action plan's here as well. So while you're in HubSpot, you can follow your action plan on what needs to get done to onboard, add notes, comment, at people, ask for help, all from this sidebar menu without ever having to leave HubSpot. And that's the beauty of using Super. Hope that's helpful. If you guys like this, please click the link below and check out the landing page. I'll drop these assets for you guys to download, and then I'll put my calendar as well. So if you want to chat about it, need some help, you can always reach out to me. Cheers.